Hello and welcome to a reaction stream from MinnMax. I'm Ben Hanson, joined by a very special guest, David Milner, all the way from Australia.
Hey Ben, how you doing?
Really well. Thanks for being here, sir. You are the former editor for Game Informer Australia, which is a very fun concept, but sadly is not around anymore.
No, it's not. It was a very fun magazine too. We had a lot of good times.
And now you're doing freelance stuff out of Australia there?
Yeah, writing for some of the newspapers and a couple other websites. I just reviewed The Last of Us Part 2, which is fun. And just
okay, without any spoilers, like I just started it too. Are you in the camp of this is the second coming of Christ, or it's a pretty good game?
Yeah, I was like the one reviewer that didn't give it a 10 or a 3. I gave it an 8.8. I think it's pretty good.
Okay. That's fine. No shame here. No one's going to flame you in the comments. We're all cool with it. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. F. Fitzgerald says KOTOR 3 is imminent, so we have that to look forward to with the EA Play live stream here.
I hope so.
Yeah, who knows? So, seems like the only thing we really know for sure is that we're going to see more Star Wars Squadrons gameplay, and then there's rumblings and rumors that maybe there'll be some more exciting announcements. But you are a big Star Wars fan. Is that fair to say?
It is. It's embarrassing, but I saw the rise of Skywalker 7 times in the cinemas.
That's
back when you could go to cinemas. I know it's even. I think that's too much. I think that's ridiculous.
I'm curious. Just like I want to know if I just had like a transcription of your brain for like the 7th time you saw the movie. I would love to know the level of detail that you saw that I haven't seen I saw it once in the theaters, and then we recorded a commentary track, so I was barely paying attention the second time around. But what kind of details do you think you're seeing, like 7th time in?
No, the 7th time in, I was like, I should be at home. This is ridiculous. You're not getting anything extra from this one. You should have cleaned the kitchen.
Do you think that 5 years from now, there will be some hot think pieces about like, you know what, Rise of Skywalker, underrated. Secretly brilliant film that nobody appreciated at the time.
The critical reevaluation is coming. I'm working on it as we speak.
Really? Do you think you're warming up or cooling down on that movie over time?
No. I think it's slightly unfairly maligned because of what it came after. I don't think it could ever, and that goes both ways. You know, people thought that film was brilliant. People hated The Last Jedi as well.
Yeah.
This was always a little bit middling, so it wasn't going to have the same reaction from either end of the spectrum. But I think it's a little bit hard done by. I do.
Yeah,
you clearly disagree.
Well, I think it's a weird spot because obviously prequels were traumatic for a lot of Star Wars fans. Okay, we have 2 minutes to unpack Rise of Skywalker. Perfect. But at the same time, like I'm young enough where I was not that horrified by the prequels. I saw them in the theaters and thought like, yeah, sure, whatever. Some parts were fun, right? And so this is so weird to say, but it wasn't until Rise of Skywalker that I was like genuinely losing sleep over a Star Wars movie. Like that movie rocked me to my core, and it's so dumb to play backseat director, but it's a fun exercise at the same time too, of just trying to figure out how could they have structured that differently. And I think it's overly simplistic, I know, but just like the Emperor. Like if it was just framed, which was some of the early discussions, right, that it was going to be the Emperor's master, and that was going to be the big bad. Like, that just seems like such a cleaner way to present an antagonist in that film, other than this weird, cobbled-together pseudo-clone of the Emperor.
I don't hate the Emperor stuff, I have to admit.
Really?
I mean, I think JJ said it. He's like, what book do you get 2/3 of the way through the novel, and then the final third, the bad guy just isn't there anymore? I can see, looking at those 9 films, it makes sense to have him in there. I do agree some of the execution was a little bit hammy.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what you want from Ian McDermott, though. You want some ham thrown in there. I get it.
That's what I liked about it. It's the pulpiest Star Wars film. It's ridiculous. Right from the first line, it's the dead speak, and it just asks you to get on board with the stupidity. And if you do, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, all right. I guess I can get on board with some of that, but I think it's just that weird idea of, and this is, first conversation leaving the theater, so not a brilliant thought, but like, just that it undercuts Anakin's storyline, doesn't it? Like his great sacrifice, if it's just like, yeah, not so much Anakin. It turns out throwing him down the shaft did nothing.
No, and I agree with that. There's nothing I can say to that. It's true. And I mean, the first 6 films are Anakin's story, and then all of a sudden you have these weird 3 films that aren't Anakin's story. That's not very neat either.
Right. If that's a novel that you're trying to review, you got some problems there too. But hey, look at this. E3 starting, man.
Woo, E3. Wow.
So normally at E3, we would be at Game Informer in LA, and you'd be swinging by the hotel room for some podcasting. But this'll do in a pinch, I guess.
2020.
This'll do.
We're happy that you're joining us today. Over the next 45 minutes or so, we've got so much for you, including
David,
creative,
is he Australian?
innovative, and really fun new games.
Is that
and
Andrew
a lot
Wilson?
of
Yes, it
news
is.
to
Yes,
share.
it is.
Great, thank you.
But before we get into the show,
don't blame
I'd like
us.
to take just a minute here. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to first responders, medical staff, and essential personnel. This has certainly been a
I'm trying to
challenging
remember,
year.
with
From
the
natural
PlayStation 5
disasters
stream,
like
did
the
they have
bushfires
kind of
in
a
my
soft
home
opening like
country
this too,
to
where
the
they just talked about the state of the world?
devastating
I can't remember if Jim Ryan
these
mentioned
brave
it.
heroes are working to keep us
remember.
safe and healthy at every
Too
turn.
focused on that hot GTA
I
5
also want to
footage.
thank our teams for their amazing dedication while working from home.
Hang on.
What you've been able to achieve is nothing short of
What take number do
inspirational.
you think this is from Andrew Wilson?
We are also deeply thankful to all of you.
He's a
our
professional.
players.
Okay.
He's
Even
done
though we
100
had to stay physically apart.
So you think this is
millions
take
of
number
you
one?
Are using games to come together, to play, and do amazing things for each other. You've shown why this is truly the
got very
greatest
good
form
teeth.
of entertainment on the planet.
Always.
This is also a critical time for the movement to end racism and racial injustice in this world. Black Lives Matter.
Let's see, people are
and there is
very
much
into the
to be
Black
done
Lives
to
Matter in the
drive
chat,
real
but
and
also Skate
meaningful
4,
change.
they say. So
A couple
seems
of
like
weeks ago,
opinions
we
are all
shared some
over the
actions
place.
that Electronic Arts is taking.
That's video games for
We will
you.
Hey,
not
that's
rest
video
on
games,
this.
baby.
It's a long-term commitment. We're here for players of every color, background, religion, and personal preference. We will continue to build strong representation in our games, and we are focused on making our communities fun,
surfboard.
inclusive, and positive places to play.
is that just to show that he's kind of a fun guy? Do you think he
We
dragged
also
that
have
over
real
just to get it
work
in the
to do to
shot?
bring greater diversity into
I'm
our
struggling to get the video.
And
Can
we
you
are
ever
committed
share
to do
the
it.
screen with me, Ben?
Yeah,
Or-
of course.
Today we're here because
seems
of
like
the
an
power of
important thing.
games. Games
He's got a
bring us
surfboard?
together.
What?
They can make our lives better. They can teach us. They can provide
There we go.
escape
You
and
got it now?
self-expression.
Thank you.
And most
Yeah, he
of
does have
all,
a surfboard.
Games can be fun. All of us at Electronic Arts believe in that, and it's why we're excited to get up every morning to make great experiences for all of you. So thanks for being here with us. And now, let's get into some games.
Here we go.
Okay. You got any predictions, Ben?
What's up, everybody? I'm
Greg Miller, I think, is going to
Welcome
be there.
East
Feeling pretty
Play.
good about that
We
one.
had an incredible show in LA.
God, do you think they'll tease
Huge
Dragon
stage,
Age
massive
again?
setup,
Just
these giant
another
monitors.
cryptic trailer?
I was going to fly in on an X-Wing. I was
I
going to
don't
land
know,
the X-Wing
man.
on stage. I was going to set off a bunch of fireworks. Then what? T-shirt cannon. Bam! Shooting out game consoles. Then Carol Baskin, some tigers. That last part was all me. Then, because of circumstances beyond our control,
Now,
we had to come up
are
with
you a
something little
fashionista there,
different.
Milner?
Instead of LA, I'm
No,
in
I have
home
terrible
San
clothes.
Francisco.
Okay,
but
what do
we
you think of
still
that Greg
Tigers.
Miller shirt? Is that cool?
What's that, Jim?
I wouldn't wear it, but again, I have
Alright,
terrible
I'm being
clothes, so
told
what do I
there are no
know?
Tigers, but
What do you
whatever.
think, Ben?
We're still
I
gonna
feel
bring
like I would
you
never
the
be so
EA
bold to
play
put it
you
on,
know
but
and
if I
love.
did it,
Huge
I
surprises,
bet
big
people would like it.
announcements,
I bet I'd get
incredible
compliments if
reveals,
I like walked to a brewery or
I'll
something.
do it.
Coming up over
Yeah.
the next hour, we've got game
Greg
reveals
Miller knows what he's
galore,
doing here.
world premiere trailers.
No,
of
he
new
looks great.
titles,
He looks
some
great.
old favorites making a comeback, a look at a new way Star Wars fans can live out their greatest fantasies this year, plus a sneak
Oh, that's
peek at the
exciting.
future. Oh, and pay close attention because today you could win one of thousands of Steam codes for more than a dozen great EA
How
games
weird
on
is
Steam.
this? EA
Throughout the
stream,
show,
they're talking
keep
about
an eye
Steam.
out
Hey,
for
everybody,
the
run to
sweetly
Steam,
placed
check it
golden
out.
letters.
I mean, to be fair, everything's weird at the moment.
You're right. There is
Write
no
them
more
down as they appear,
compass
and at the
pointing
end of
to the
show,
true north
we'll tell
anymore.
You where you
There's
can
no
enter
normal.
that secret code for a chance to win free games on Steam. So don't go anywhere.
What?
Who am I kidding? None of
So
us can leave our
weird.
houses. But
Is
enough
Origin
talking.
still a thing?
Let's see some games. Up
I
first,
think
we're
so,
heading
but
to
I
the
think they've just
Outlands.
thrown in the towel.
That's right. It's Apex Legends time.
Good call.
Oh yeah, Apex Legends. Here we go.
There we go.
They'll probably be announcing this is coming to Steam because despite a lot of the EA library being there, I don't think this has made it there yet.
No, good call.
You should smile more.
Hey Apex fans, the battle just keeps getting bigger. Thanks to you, Apex Legends is coming off its most successful, most epic season yet. And
This
we're
would be
just
so
getting
uncomfortable to
started.
do. I know it's easy to mock
Season
everybody on
4 saw
camera,
more
but
of you
oh,
jumping
what a
into the
nightmare
fight
trying to
than ever
deliver these
before.
lines.
And you've kept that amazing
At least they get to
momentum going
pre-record
forward,
this
making
year. I
season
always feel
5
sorry
the
for them on
biggest
stage.
and
Oh,
That's a
best
rough
start
gig.
to a season
Absolutely.
ever.
Took out an enemy. Hold on to your hologram.
You fan of this game, Milner?
I played it at launch and I thought it was really cool. I just didn't have the time in my life for one of those lifestyle games that become the only game you play. I think it's a great game. It's just, yeah, I'm not playing it. How about you?
Yeah, I'm about that same game. Played it at launch, said this is really smart, and then wasn't compelled to stick with it for too long. But I've gone back to it a couple times, and it's like, okay, I'm still going to stick with Lifeline. But now since Warzone came out, if I'm hankering for that, it's like, I'll just jump over there instead.
That's a game? Cool.
Yeah.
I recently went back into Battlefront 2. That is a good game now. It took a while, but it's good now.
Interesting. Yeah, I jumped back into it too, now that it was on Steam. And I jumped into like
the Steam thing worked.
Yeah, it totally did. But I jumped into like the dogfighting mode, just to compare that to Squadrons coming up here. And like, it seemed fun, but like, what's the go-to mode, do you think, in Battlefront 2 for you?
That's just Supremacy at the moment. It's different in Australia because the player pool is quite small, so it's pretty much the only thing you can play reliably. It's just the default Supremacy mode.
Gotcha.
But it's cool. It's a chunky game now. It felt a bit stingy at first, but now there's a lot of game.
Okay.
And everyone talks about how Rainbow Six Siege turned itself around and Destiny and all these games. I don't think Battlefront 2's got that reputation that it perhaps deserved, because they really did do a lot to turn that game around.
And the fact that they kept adding stuff, like they even had like Rise of Skywalker DLC in there too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. New maps, new characters, new modes.
And it seems like they were kind of catering more towards the prequel crowd as it went on. Like I saw they had more Clone Wars stuff in there, and like young Kenobi and stuff.
Yeah, they linked into the prequel memes in a big way. I guess that's just the age demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to get an original trilogy match going in Australia. It's just all clones. All clones.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. The kids are weird, man.
I don't understand it.
Okay, Lost Treasures. That looks cool.
Got it. We got it. Let us know how Volume's doing overall. We'll listen to these folks more too.
Including a new limited time mode, Armed and Dangerous Evolved. It's the return of a fan favorite, snipers and shotties only, but with a twist.
Sending out my decoy.
All armor is Evo armor, and we're removing all of the respawn
Abhijit in the chat is hoping for Titanfall 3.
You'll still be able to bring teammates with the
it'd be
help of a
great,
new item,
but I don't think it's
the
happening.
mobile
It was
respawn
confusing because for so long Respawn was messaging like, hey, we're
Got
working
one of
on
these
something in the
start at
Titanfall
each
universe.
match, giving you
And then
the
it wasn't
power
too
to
long
choose
ago where they
when,
said like,
and more
not so much.
importantly, where you bring your teammates
Which was
back
a
into the battle.
confusing cancellation or reworking of
Lost
whatever they had in
Treasures
mind,
also
but
introduces
the way they were talking
How
about
many
it,
teams do they have nowadays?
oh god, so they have Jedi Fallen Order, and then they opened up a new studio. Guys, is it in Montreal for Apex Legends for heading up that development?
The Lost Treasures collection delivers a bunch of exclusive
and then they
content
have
you can earn by
the
completing
Medal of
challenges,
Honor VR
as
team,
well
which
as
is that
all
weird
new
project that
event-exclusive
people don't really
cosmetic
think about
items,
too often.
and the introduction of your
And
boy
then probably
Mirage's
something
heirloom,
else, I'd imagine.
which is fittingly a
Yeah,
trophy of himself.
have the bandwidth for something else.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
there's plenty of me's to go around.
And the best part is you don't have to wait that long. Lost Treasures drops on Tuesday, June 23rd. And that's not all, Apex fans. The battle is expanding. That's right. This fall, we're bringing Apex Legends to Steam. And
There we
I know you're
go.
hoping
This
one
fall.
day
Hey, you got it.
So before you ask, yeah.
1 for 1 on your
Crossplay is
predictions.
coming
No,
out.
2 for 2 because
Hey,
Greg's
thanks.
there.
You want to take any
It's been one
gambles
of the
here? You got
biggest
any big
requests we
predictions?
get, and we're thrilled to finally deliver it to our fans.
Okay, I think
What am I
there's
forgetting?
enough credence
Oh,
around
one
those
last
Mass
thing. Let's
Effect
make it official.
remastered rumors. I'm willing to say I think that's going to happen.
Huge fans of
Yeah.
Nintendo here
Oh,
at
hey, look at
Respawn,
this.
And we're incredibly excited to be bringing Apex Legends to the Switch this fall. And we'll share more details
Cool.
in the months ahead. So that means you'll be able to squad up no matter where you and your friends
That's
prefer
awesome.
to play, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, or on the PC via Origin and Steam. We're throwing out a lifeline and healing the divide between the platforms.
All
On
right, sure.
behalf of
Healing the
entire
divide
Apex,
between the
we wanna thank
platforms.
our
You gotta say
incredible
something.
community.
You heard it first.
Passion for the game is truly
Far out.
We look forward to seeing you all in the arena. And don't forget, check out Lost Treasures on June
I mean, if they're
23rd.
talking about the fall, it seems like it's just confirm it for next gen then as well, but I guess they're going to save that announcement.
I think I'm
Yep.
hyperbole. I think I'm hypervent. I've had a really good time here.
They
Yeah, they
really,
didn't specify platforms. Yeah.
yeah.
They didn't.
It just said, yeah, PS4 still, but
Sul, everyone. One thing I admire about Apex Legends is its commitment to having such a diverse range of characters. At The Sims, we've always
Oh, we got
believed
the zoom in.
representation and
It's just
diversity
gonna
in
keep
games
going
is
until it's in her
critically
pupil.
important. Perhaps now more than
This is
ever,
getting intense.
it's difficult to put into
The strangest press conference I ever went to was a Sims press conference, and they had a Pomeranian, like a dog on stage. It was a really famous dog, an influencer from Instagram.
Very interesting.
And they just sat this dog on stage for half an hour. It was just really strange. It was a Gamescom. Yeah, it's Gamescom.
That's so weird.
Yeah, EA, man.
It's probably like the only place where I was open.
They get to see my personality first before seeing my disability, I guess.
Because I'm a weirdo, I went back and watched E3 2004 footage recently. Like we had a stream here at MinnMax. And I think it was during Microsoft's press conference. Don Matrick, then at EA, came out on stage. And he's like, hey, we're bringing all these sports games to the Xbox. And then he brought up like an athlete from each sport that EA makes games for. And it was the most surreal thing that I completely forgot about, because he brings out Muhammad Ali onto the stage. Muhammad Ali standing behind Don Matrick, as then for some reason Don Matrick is talking about like Time Splitter's Future Perfect. It is just like the weirdest thing in the world to see Muhammad Ali listening to somebody talk about Time Splitters. That's the beauty of E3.
Oh, that is the beauty of E3. I miss it. Far out.
Do you have a volume input slider, by the way? Do you want to turn down your volume to like 70%? Apparently you're booming for folks in the chat.
I play to build me.
I play to express myself.
I play to make a difference.
I play to feel good about myself.
I play to have confidence.
Do they mocap these people?
Fuel my creativity.
It's more than just a game. It's creating your life.
Everybody?
Yeah, you want to count to 5?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, no, you're way too quiet. You're way too modest. You want to kind of split the difference there?
How's that?
Yeah, I think that's better. Let us know in the chat if that works out okay.
There are so many reasons why I am proud to be part of the Sims global community. We want the Sims to be a place of unity and hope.
Hello, Dr. Big in the chat. Hello, Chairface. Hello, Tower of Babel. Hello, Jeezy Do It Easy. Oh, sorry, David. You can't win. People say you're too quiet now. You want to bump it up just a little bit better. Just a little bit more. All right, I think that's good. I think that's real good right there.
Now, I know some of you tuned in hoping...
Hang on, no, just a little bit louder. Just a tiny bit louder.
But we do have one announcement for you. We'll be welcoming players on a whole new platform as The Sims 4 arrives on Steam today.
Great.
Take a look.
Excellent. All right, what's going on with The Sims?
Sims is on Steam. Also exciting.
Everything's coming to Steam.
Isn't it a weird world where EA can abandon Steam for years and years and years, and now it's like the core messaging from like their big E3 press conferences? Hey, we're back on that platform we turned our back on for years and years.
The last 7 years, don't worry about that. We're back.
So silly.
Yeah, they can't be expected to get good PR for just going back on a decision no one liked.
I know. I guess, you know what? If you make enough bad calls, eventually you're going to win out. I wish that Steam Spy site was still up. Do you remember how amazing that was, where it gave you like exact sales data for all these Steam games?
Absolutely. I know the devs didn't love that. There were issues with the way it works, but yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. But even stuff like, Mass Effect Andromeda, I want to know how many people are playing that on Steam right now.
3. That's my guess.
3 people. 3 proud people.
Hey everyone, Alex here from
Kane
the social
Detail
team,
asked
and
what the
joining
last
me
Sims
today
game
from
I
my
played
community
was.
is Freeman.
I think I started 3, barely, but Sims 1 is one of my favorite games of all time, so it's bizarre that I haven't gotten into any other ones. But now that Sims 4 is on Steam, honestly, it's probably a good time to check it out finally.
And
yeah, made the right call again.
on Steam. You can get all those great titles and a ton more with your membership.
You can also expect to see our new releases.
Is that a new Battlefield teaser behind him?
That's
got to be in here, right?
It, doesn't it? Yeah, it's the signature blue and orange.
He's got it all.
Critics love it, and we know you will too. This is Command & Conquer Remastered.
We've already played it.
Yeah, this is weird.
I mean, it's a cool...
Is it coming to Steam?
It's already on Steam. But, I mean, they put a lot of work into it. It's a cool kind of feel-good move, so might as well mention it.
Did you play it? I love the original. I haven't gone back.
Yeah, I checked it out. It's nice. It has like a It has the ability to just hit spacebar and it'll jump between the two versions, so you can just hot swap it.
I think all remasters should have that. I love that feature.
Yeah, it's really fun to see.
Welcome back, Commander.
And then they also do something really cool. When you boot it up, it simulates like checking sound card and just all this old retro PC stuff, but it's all like in this HD interface. It's really fun.
You can expect
MS-DOS loading.
Coming to Switch
Yeah,
over the
exactly.
next 12 months.
Dr. Big asks who the
Burnout
guest is.
Paradise
This is
coming
David
tomorrow,
Milner, former
and
editor of
Apex
Game Informer
Legends
Australia, and
later
now
this year.
freelance games writer.
And
Is
we're
that the best way to
bringing
describe you?
crossplay to many of your favorite
That's
games
pretty
this
good.
year.
Pretty good.
Starting with Need for Speed Heat,
We'll let it go.
and continuing with some new titles being revealed later in the show.
It's all about giving you the freedom to play what you want, where you want, and with who you want.
He's also got a Switch behind him.
It's about playing together.
Absolutely.
Ah,
Now,
you're
let's
good
reveal
looking
some
for
more
Easter
games.
eggs, man.
Over to you, Greg.
Also, Bob's Burgers art, so we all know what that
Reminder
means.
to keep an eye out for those special golden letters hidden throughout the show. They could appear anywhere, and I mean anywhere. So keep your eyes open. Write the letters down as they appear, and once you've got the full code, you'll be able to enter for a chance to win one of more than a dozen great
What about
games
Skate
on
4, man? Are we getting Skate 4?
There's not a chance.
and find out where to enter
Yeah,
the
I
code
know.
at the end of
Did
the
you
show.
hear that weird story where EA reached out to a skater to ask if they wanted to be involved in the Skate 3 iOS port? And the skater's like, F you, make Skate 4 or nothing. And then he just went on a podcast and talked about it. Like, I just love that his brazen attitude of like, no, I'm not going to be a part of it. Now I'm going to tell everybody about it.
Now that skater is all of us. I respect that.
That's right.
What are a few of the talented developers working on the next wave?
All right, what about Dead Space? That's the one I really want to come back to.
God, that'd be great.
No chance. Wouldn't be cool.
Yeah, and with Visceral gone, it's just so tough.
It's Joseph's new
Sometimes you
game.
just have this great idea of a game, but it can be really hard to do it on your own.
We wanted space for our studio's creativity to flow free.
Oh, they're the former Vicarious Visions founders, I
You've got
think.
to like break past your own sort of mental
I think that's who they
blocks.
are.
Even if that meant building a whole new kind of game engine.
We get to do the game we want to do. Nothing, and I mean nothing, comes into the game if it doesn't follow the
This
dictum.
feels like a toothbrush commercial.
Push our ideas further and bigger than we first
I
imagined.
think Australian toothbrush commercials are different to yours.
Yeah, maybe they are. All right, let's talk about A Way Out some more.
Way Out 2. Another Way Out.
Did you play that game?
And now for a deeper dive into what
Only
these developers are
preview
working
sessions. I
on,
never
we turn our
actually went back to do it. I should.
spotlight
It was
on
kind of
3
interesting.
Yeah,
Up first
if
is
you've got a good
Hazelight
buddy
and
and you
their
want to play it, like I think it's an
mild-mannered,
interesting time. It's pretty
quiet
short
leader,
overall, and there's some
Josef
fun stuff in
Fares.
there.
I should. I really should.
Let's do it.
Please welcome
Oh, this guy's wild.
Josef Fares.
Isn't it?
Like
It's good fun.
pre-recorded Fares, though. I mean, come on, how crazy
There are,
can we get?
passionate people, there are crazy people, and there is me.
You had him on the Game Informer show 1 year I was on, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
A couple of years back.
Yep, we had him on with Tim Schafer, sitting on the
That's
couch in
right.
his tiny
In
old
that tiny hotel room.
Yep, it was really fun to get those two together.
Yeah, I know I'm cocky. I can't help it, man. I was born in Beirut, 1977. I lived there 10 years. There was civil war, and there was a lot of
It's a cute photo.
bad
That
stuff
is a
happening
cute
there. We tried to move 5 times to Sweden. The 5th time they let us
Is
in.
this-
And that's like
I mean, it's fun to see, but is this going to be relevant to the game?
My third movie is
I don't know. I think Josef Fares is coming to Steam.
when I came to
That's my
Sweden when I was
prediction.
young.
Hey, steamy with that muscle shirt on, my
I've
God.
done 3 games, and it's way hard to make a game. It's almost like the audience have control of the pacing of the story, while in movies it's being paced for you. In video games, there's so much to be explored from a storytelling perspective because of the interactivity. There are some studios out there that are making games that have good stories, but they pretty much have one mechanic they like reuse all the time.
Has anybody announced a game
the
yet?
story writers are kind of like doing 2
No.
different games.
Not interested.
That's why I founded Hazelight.
Why would you want to do that?
But it's possible in games.
At least they
That's
don't have
what
that
Game
countdown
Number
like they
3
did
from Hazelight is
for the
all
the Battlefront 2 reveal, where it's like coming up in 47 minutes. We're gonna be showing Battlefront 2.
The new game,
Oh,
It
hey.
Takes Two, is a
There we go.
co-op action
That game.
adventure platformer that will blow your mile away.
All right.
The story starts out with a small family. Cody, May, that's the parents, and then Rose, the little daughter. So Cody and May are about to separate. Rose doesn't want them to divorce, so she creates 2 dolls out of wood and clay, and these dolls magically come alive and actually controls both Cody and May.
Yeah,
and
is that just... Ooh, wait.
Their emotions. You're almost playing.
Oh, I don't anymore.
There's even levels where we're actually making a mechanic for their emotions. So again, marrying the story and the mechanics. And I think for the players, that's gonna feel very new, different, and unique. They haven't played anything like this before. It Takes Two is a crazy roller coaster ride that doesn't really have an ending.
So if the parents get divorced, is that like the bad ending?
The roller coaster crashes and you fly into the sky and get up
pretty
into
dark,
space.
man.
And when you're in space, you're like, what the am I doing up here? And then maybe you get back to Earth again.
So when he says there's an emotional roller coaster and then he shows a literal roller coaster, I don't know what to think.
It's a metaphor, dude, but this one actually happened.
Wow, that was
actually
the
a roller
best
coaster.
way to describe it. All right, Josef, we love you so much. Thank you. Keep it up over there. The Oscars. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this originals train rolling, and let's stay in Sweden. Of course, I'm a fan of both their delicious red gummy fish and their video games. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Klaus and Olav from Zoink Games.
Oh, I'm sorry. Zoink.
Calm down, Ben.
Who is Zoink?
Thanks,
Zoink,
Greg.
I don't know Zoink.
Welcome to Gothenburg and, well, my home. Unfortunately, I didn't bring
Looks
you
like a
any
nice
Swedish
home.
fish,
I
but
really want to
we
move
do
there.
have some exciting news for you
Looks
about our
cozy.
latest game. At Zoink, we've always been driven by love of rich visual storytelling and creating strange worlds that people can escape to. The weirder, the better. And I think my friend Olav...
Oh, so they made Faye, which was that EA Originals game from a couple years ago.
I thought I recognized it. I didn't really like it, I have to admit.
I never checked it out.
What started
I'll
with
play it when it comes to
mood and some
Steam.
paintings grew into this eerie, strange world that feels like something out of a beautiful, twisted dream. And that's the world of random.
Lost in Random is the story of Even, a little girl with a big heart and an even bigger temper. After a horrible event that changes her life, she embarks on a dangerous journey through the world of random. But fortunately, she's not alone. Just like I have Olav, Even also has a crazy little weird friend thing with her.
Along her journey, Even discovers Dicey, a playful, loyal, almost puppy-like
There's
dino
a lot of
companion
concept art in these things and not a whole lot of
change
gameplay.
things in the
I
kingdom
wonder
of
how
random.
close all this stuff is to coming.
Yeah.
Despite the name,
It reminds me
in
of,
Even's
God,
world,
was it
randomness is
2014,
feared. And the dark force
2013, where EA
controls
just had a
every
lot of
aspect
like weird
life,
dev
from where you
footage? Like
live
they
to
really...
how you act,
Yeah,
what you
and
feel
they
like
announced
progress.
the new BioWare
It's a
game, which
coming of
became
age story
Anthem, but
set
they
against
just
the
showed
backdrop of
concept
a
art and didn't
mysterious
talk about it
world.
at
But it
all.
holds a
Yeah.
modern
It was a
message
strange
that's really
year.
relevant to our
Right,
world
right.
now.
Yeah, I think they had
I
like
think
some
we can all relate
time-lapse
to the
footage or
desire to
something
try
like
and
that
control
of
the
like
chaos
one
around us.
environment. Yeah.
With Dicey's
Yeah.
video, Even learns the power
That was
to
the year that they
embrace
brought Pele out on the
embrace
stage as well to
randomness,
talk about
accept
FIFA, and that was...
uncertainties in life.
The whole
You'll
thing
be
was
surprised
strange.
how
Yeah.
far it takes you.
Yeah, it feels like EA is
Imagine
never
if
quite
you
ready to
could
show
change the
stuff.
course
It's
of
like
life with a roll of
somebody
the
just
dice.
knocks
What
on
would
their
you do?
door 2 weeks
Play it
before
safe
E3 and
or
reminds
trust
them
in
that this is
yourself and
coming
take a
up.
chance?
It
We can't wait
does.
for you to play and find out.
You know, when you had a long day of press
We're still a long
conferences in
ways
the
from launch,
before
but we
times when
hope
that was a
you'll enjoy
thing,
Even
it
and
was always the
Dicey
EA one in the
journey
middle of the
next
day
year.
that you kind
Until
of
then,
you dreaded a
please
little
enjoy
bit
this
because you're in a
first
dark
look at
room and you knew they were going to
Lost in
spend
Random.
30 minutes talking about
Welcome
Madden and
to
FIFA
Random.
and
Right. Give you a lot of time to
And then just
realize
a whole-
that you haven't
Yeah.
eaten food yet and you're going to be starving. Yeah. Okay, here's something.
This looks cool.
World of random bends with the roll of one dice. A dice that has ruled this kingdom for generations.
Bit Tim Burton.
The fates
Yeah.
of people just like you. But
I love it. It's a little Never Dead vibes in there.
there is another
Yeah, I'm
dice
into this. This looks
with the
awesome.
power to change everything. Now, my friend, it's your turn to roll, to play the odds, and break the curse of random.
That's creepy.
This is awesome.
Without the sour.
No, Dicey. They should be scared of us. Right?
So you have to roll him until you get 3 and the door opens. That's cool.
I have no idea.
That's
That
what
looks
we
interesting.
Lost in Random in Man. embracing randomness. I feel like I live that every day in my life. Ah! Do you know I was gonna do that? You didn't know that. Dicey's my spirit animal. The game's out next year. But for something that's blasting off a whole lot sooner, take it away, Kevin Franklin.
At Final Strike Games, our team of experienced industry veterans have worked on incredible multiplayer franchises. We are passionately focused on making great multiplayer games. That's why I am incredibly excited to announce that we have partnered with the talented team at EA to release our first ever title, Rocket Arena. As you'll see, we stay loyal to the name of the game.
Wait a minute, hang on.
It's a rockets-only shooter
This is
that allows players to get
announced
into
already,
the action
right?
quickly and stay in the fight. We wanted Rocket
most
Arena
of
to
this
be
has been
an
announced
awesome,
already.
competitive experience to play with friends. I think you're gonna love what we've got in store for you. Here is the all-new trailer of Rocket Arena.
Okay, yeah, it was announced in May
Enjoy.
of 2019. But now they're just partnering with EA. Maybe that's the news.
Let's kick this into gear.
I reckon it's coming to Steam.
The trophy will soon be mine.
Could be. Wait, I guess it's already on Steam. How confusing.
Have you ever wondered why life is so good on Crater? Sure, we've got the beautiful beaches. Quality public transportation.
Are you gonna play this, Ben? Can you see yourself playing this?
And exotic destinations.
Ooh, getting goosebumps just thinking about it. This seems like something that I'll play 2 matches of to check out.
Yeah, same. But maybe it's great.
Always happy to help their fellow citizens.
Grappling hook. That's bumped it up
Yeah, I'm
to
a
3
fan of a good
matches.
grappling hook, I am.
Life is so good. We've got rockets.
Let's hit the trail.
I just, it seems cool, seems creative. It's just that tough market of, hey, here's another multiplayer game. Please get into this one. Is it naive to just think, like, how many of these can possibly exist? You get something like Bleeding Edge, get the full force of Microsoft trying to market it, and it seems like no one has talked about it since the day it was released.
No, that's it. I mean, these games demand a lot from a lifestyle, and, I'm still playing Overwatch, though.
Yeah.
I'm here to rock it.
I'm having a blast. Full speed ahead.
I'm glad they're cute and colourful again. Everything was a bit grey for a while there, but yeah.
Yeah,
beyond
that's
that.
fun. Good
So as you
logo,
just
good
saw,
everything.
rockets are obviously awesome to blast all over the place. But in order to come out on top, there's a lot to master.
We're all thinking it.
You'll have a range of rocket-powered abilities to blast opponents out of the arena, and an arsenal of evasive moves. Rocket jump, rocket climb, and dodge to avoid getting knocked out yourself.
Yeah, it really
Don't worry,
makes you
though,
wait
you're
for the
never
big
out of the
stuff,
action for
don't
long.
they?
Even when you're out, you'll fly right back into the fray. You'll also be able to really customize your own unique look and playstyle. Each of the 10 heroes available at launch have their own rocket-powered abilities. And as you play, you'll discover items that allow you to further refine each of your
Free to
heroes'
play on
playstyles.
Steam already?
Plus, every character has 100 levels of progression that unlock new cosmetics and rewards. All that and much more when Rocket Arena arrives on July 14th. And there's plenty more content to come in our first season, which begins just 2 weeks after launch on July 28th, and brings with it a blast pass and a ton of free content, including new maps, in-game events, and a new playable character.
Bezio says that they took the Steam page
Rocket
down
Arena
for Rocket
is a
Arena
game
this
meant to be
morning.
played with friends,
That's very
regardless of
confusing.
platform. That's why we're
That's
thrilled to
interesting.
announce
I wonder why.
cross-play support right from the start.
It's
So
nice.
grab your
It's nice that this
friends,
is becoming a default.
regardless of
Now
their
it'll be
platform,
absurd
and
if
get
your
ready to
multiplayer
blast
game does
off
not
with
have
Rocket
crossplay, which
Arena
is a nice
on
shift
July
over the last couple of
14th
years.
on PlayStation, Xbox,
What did they say?
Origin,
Healing the
and Steam.
divide between the platforms.
And
That was
right.
your
more
word.
gameplay
Yeah, it's the
right
lifeline.
after the show with the help of some great content creators. So check us out on YouTube at the link below. See you in the arena.
Wow, that looks great. And hopefully you've all been keeping track of the golden letters hidden throughout the show and nearly cracked the code. Here's a hint. It's not Kanye. Keep an eye out for the last couple of letters, and then at the end of the show, we'll reveal where you need to go to enter the code and a chance to win some great games on Steam. Now, from the future
How much do you think Greg Miller gets paid to do this?
We head to a different kind of battle. It's the real reason I didn't get any sleep last night. And if you thought you heard the bells, that's because it might as well be Christmas
$80,000. Do you think that's a ballpark in it?
Star Wars
Would
Squadrons.
you say 80,000?
Okay.
Yeah.
I promise you, we are going to get a first look at some brand new gameplay in just a moment. But first,
I mean, you see the stuff that some of the influencers get paid to, just attend an event, to host an event as well.
Lucasfilm dropped a trailer that literally
and it is that
gave me all the
stupid double whammy too of like, okay, he's got a million Twitter followers, he'll be tweeting about it too, so you're paying for that at that point. I mean,
absolutely. Oh, here we go. You should host next year, Ben, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is my pitch video where I just mocked this year's stream.
Okay, this is really cool.
Yeah. Do you ever get cynical? And we try not to be too cynical here at MinnMax, but do you ever get cynical and just wonder, like, how many times can I hear Star Wars music and still get emotional? Like, when I watched this trailer on Monday, I'm like, it still works. It still works, and it doesn't feel like it's fading away.
Man, and you're talking to the guy that saw Rise of Skywalker 7 times at the cinemas. You know, I don't see that. Let's see some gameplay from this.
Yeah, you know it's a bad sign for a press conference when they're replaying a trailer from earlier in the week.
Yeah, the filling.
You know what that trailer's missing? Is a good wahoo. You need a Star Wars wahoo at some point when somebody blows something up. And for a game about pilots not having your real trailer, I feel like it's a miss.
Celebrating and excited. The 37-year-old man on this couch is excited. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second year in a row, I have the honor and privilege of helping introduce a new Star Wars title. And here, to put the hype in hyperdrive, is none other than Motive's creative director, Ian Fraser. Hello, Ian.
Hey, Greg. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Happy to actually get to show this to people.
I bet. Now, in my copious notes I have on you, I'm told you are quite the Star Wars fan and have been a long time. How long have you liked Star Wars?
I've been a Star Wars fan for pretty much my whole life. I don't even remember the first time I saw the movies. And as a kid, there was a lot of different parts of Star Wars I loved. One of them was being a pilot, that idea of climbing into an X-Wing or a TIE fighter. So, you know, I played all the flight games in the 90s, and I got pretty obsessive about them. I'd pause, meticulously draw the insides of the cockpits and stuff. And actually, I dug up some of those drawings from my parents' attic over the holidays.
That's cute.
We're showing them right now to the world. This strikes me as above and beyond the normal level of Star Wars fandom.
I think
is that your favorite Star Wars game?
Quite a few people have that level of Star Wars fandom.
Yeah,
when we started this project, I talked to a lot of people as they joined the team, and a lot of them had similar kinds of stories of things they'd done as kids. One of them even built a functional cockpit in his garage.
Wow, that's fandom on another
level.
Define
functional. I want to know what he means
being
by
a fan,
that.
Drawing what you see in the game, or building.
Sittable, yeah, it's a chair.
It's actually making this game.
My kitchen table's a functional cockpit.
Just love of Star Wars has provided a really good foundation for us. But on top of that, of course, the team at Motive got a lot of experience working with Star Wars when they worked on Battlefront 2. And when Battlefront 2 wrapped up, there was a really small group of us that were really into particularly the pilot experience within Star Wars. And we wanted to make something new, something that really went all
gameplay
in on
illustration.
That part of the fantasy.
I've never seen that terminology before.
It's kind of a grassroots initiative. I started a little passion project, and that ramped up into eventually what is the game we're going to show you today.
You talk about your passion for this, your nostalgia for Star Wars flight games of the past. How do you honor that but make something brand new?
It's been interesting. You know, we're trying to kind of pull from that spiritual heritage of many different games in that time period. At the same time, we wanted to
I like it when shirts fold like that, so we have just like a straight shot where you can kind of see his skin through the buttons every once in a while.
I wish you didn't point that out, dude.
And what they did that I love is that they made that
it's the ultimate Sarlacc pit. You just can't look away from that thing.
And detail and show the ships, the way that you control them is something that I remember fondly from my childhood, and is something that we're trying to do very much with Squadrons. You know, in real life, being a pilot is hard. It takes skill.
Are you expecting this to be quite a lot like the Starfighter Assault mode that they worked on?
It's pretty straightforward.
I think so. I mean, it's got to just be an expanded version of that, because it's pretty simplistic. I was struck going back and playing it this week about like
pretty bare bones.
Shields from the front to the back to cover your butt.
Position this as a cheaper than usual game, haven't they?
You could do really crazy stuff. Like you
I think the position this is like a $40 game.
Yep, it's going to be $40 in the States, yeah.
180 and shoot a missile off your own tail while drifting backwards. Like real ace pilot stuff. And that's really where we have a lot of fun with the game.
I want to do that. I want to learn how to do that. I understand the nuts and bolts of how to play it. Is there a single player story? Is there a multiplayer mode? What are we getting into?
It's actually some of both. So the game starts with a brand new single player story, takes place a little bit after Return of the Jedi, and it has kind of a unique dual perspective approach to it.
After Return of the Jedi?
So when the game starts, you're going to create two pilots. You create a New Republic pilot and an Imperial pilot.
The Battle of
You're going to
Jakku,
alternate between their perspectives, mission to mission, over the course of the story.
Well, the Mandalorian.
You're going to meet a diverse cast of characters along the way, and also a few familiar faces. Now,
but the idea that there's still like squadrons of TIE fighters and stuff out there is really bizarre.
Multiplayer. We want to make it really easy
there's
to
a
hop online with your friends.
Big battles in the lore that happen after the Death Star gets blown up. So presumably,
so we've done a lot to try to reduce the barriers, to make it as easy as possible for you to play with your friends. And so I'm happy to say we fully support cross-play. You could be on PS4, Xbox One, PC.
Between the platforms.
You could be playing on a traditional display or in VR, which, fun fact, the entire game supports VR from beginning to end.
That's super cool.
But regardless of how you're playing, which platform, they can all play together. Just hook up with your friend, connect, have an awesome space battle.
You just Death Starred my mind, man. Like, that's awesome. That is, the big question, when can people actually play it?
Not too long, actually. Star Wars Squadrons is coming out on October 2nd.
Okay, not too long at all. I was worried about you. I thought you were going to leave me on a teaser there. You didn't. You actually delivered. I appreciate that. The next big ask I have on behalf of everybody watching, I'm sure, who came here for one specific reason, can we see some new gameplay of it? Can we see any gameplay of it?
Absolutely. I kind of figured you might want to. On behalf of everyone,
let's go back to some concept art.
I am very happy to show you the world's first look at gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons. Enjoy.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Death Star is gone. That's great. The Imperial fleet is still a threat. Vanguard Squadron, let's make history.
This is it, Titan Squadron. Everything we've done has led to this. Finish those Vanguard scum!
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Earn your wings in a single-player story spanning 2 factions.
All stations, fire on that ship!
And master multiplayer battles as a squadron of 5, with the option to play the entire game in VR. This is the definitive Star Wars pilot experience.
Come on!
You'll begin your career in a single-player story.
Welcome to Titan Squadron.
Where you'll play as 2 combat pilots, flying for both the Empire and the New Republic.
Getting to fly out of a Star
You'll experience this world through your cockpit. The instrumentation in front of you provides critical feedback about power management, targeting, and shields.
I love that. They know their audience.
With a squadron of diverse characters at your side, prove your skills on increasingly challenging missions.
That maneuver seemed cool, like doing a little slide.
Welcome to the Nadiri Dock.
Yeah, it's a bit Paradama and The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
With the New Republic Starhawk project.
It's weird seeing Hera from Rebels in the new art style here.
Stick together.
Will shape the balance of power in the galaxy.
Get ready.
Let him have it.
It looks pretty.
Yeah.
To take the fight online, you'll need flight time with all 8 ships. Fighters are the most flexible and versatile, able to handle any situation. Interceptors are fast and highly maneuverable.
Let's get them.
Ideal for hunting down your opponent's starfighters.
That was kind of fun.
Support ships can keep allies safe and stocked up.
You
as
wing
well as
that. I
love it.
enemy fighters.
Light them up. Nice.
Bombers are the heavy hitters, able to deal devastating damage to enemy flagships and starfighters.
But if you've got a preferred component and need something customized, I'll take care of it.
Unlock everything you need to customize your pilot and starfighter simply by playing the game.
X-Wings doing.
From cosmetics to an arsenal of over 50 components that alter how your
it's a video
ships
game,
fly,
that's right.
fight, and survive.
They're on you.
I'll deal with it.
You can dramatically change your loadout depending on your squadron's
Yeah, I think just like that ability to slide around makes it feel so much less stiff than Battlefront 2.
Star Wars Squadrons multiplayer modes. First up, dogfights. This is an all-out 5v5 battle.
Big Hard 5, that was the best!
Fine-tune your loadouts to work as a team.
Moving in on the enemy.
Utilize components like tractor beams, turrets, and mines to slow down your opponents or set up your squad mates for the kill.
Rebels unmarked.
For teams looking for an even greater challenge, it's time to prove yourself in Star Wars Squadron's signature mode, Fleet Battles. Fleet Battles are multi-stage conflicts. Whether playing solo or with friends, you'll have the option to compete against other players or AI as a squadron of 5.
Don't worry, I got him for you.
Meet your team in the social hub to solidify strategy, coordinate loadouts, and
wonder if you can
prepare
walk
for
around there.
takeoff.
That would be nice.
First, push the front line
Otherwise,
by
it's just
winning the
a glorified
dogfight in the
menu,
center of
really.
the map.
Yeah.
They call it a social hub,
Attack
so.
or defend two
Hey, I guess it implies
medium-sized
it.
capital ships.
We've lost our capital ship.
And finally, the ultimate goal. Target and destroy the subsystems of your opponent's massive flagship and take it down.
Shields are disabled.
At each phase, your squadron either pushes the line forward
Oh, that looks
or
good.
falls back
That's
to
cool.
defend.
Keep our flagship safe.
It's your squadron's choice of how to play.
I'm hit.
Speedy, unrelenting assaults,
Stay together, strike quickly.
stealth and subversion,
Jamming the enemy.
There's your power slide, there's your move.
Yeah.
or brutal bombardment.
I think this game's gonna make me puke, but I still want to play it.
Do you get motion sickness?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude.
A unified squadron is the key to victory.
Making my attack run now.
That's awesome.
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Join the galaxy's finest and make your mark.
You are the hope of this galaxy.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. That's cool.
I'm trying to remember Battlefront 2's story. Do you think they're going to connect to that? Because wasn't that character in this era?
I think that was Ivan Versio for a tiny bit at the start, wasn't it?
Oh, it was,
The main
okay.
character for, but there was a second where it looked like it.
Okay.
So I wonder if anyone in the community saw that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you can piece that together.
Can't wait to show you guys what we have in store for you this season.
And now we get half an hour of sports games.
Where they need to charge their phone. People seemed really into that gameplay. People seemed much more impressed than they thought they would be.
Awesome. I was too. That looked really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of anything.
Not afraid to hit or get hit.
What I do hope is that the levels aren't just these giant fish bowls of directionless dogfighting. I hope there's a little bit, some linear. You need to get from A to B to do things.
Well, I think
trench run sort of things.
Yeah, and I like that idea of having more objectives, like trying to take out the bigger ships, and you're trying to defend those just to give some space to navigate. Because I like dogfighting in games, but it is just that where they're like, all right, now I'll do the big Star Fox turnaround move over and over again.
Yeah.
So having
we'll
more
just go
stuff
like this, endlessly chasing each other around in circles.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of the maps had, they were in atmosphere, so it gives you a plane to work yourself around.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, just to have some frame of reference.
Exactly.
This presentation style is very weird. What do you call this? Techno graffiti?
Is this a montage?
I guess.
Have they've mashed all their sports games into one? Because that's how it feels to a lot of people.
It's just called EA Sports. They're releasing it now.
Sweat flicking, shin splitting, hair raising.
Ew.
Tell you what though, I've missed sport far more than I thought I would for the last couple of months.
Oh, really? Did you watch Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary?
No, I haven't yet. There's a doco on Amazon in Australia called The Test about the Australian cricket team. It's filled that niche for me.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I was amazed. It seemed like everybody in the States at least was like, oh God, this is This is fulfilling that sports need, is just watching an amazing athlete in this 10-part series, at least.
Should I watch it?
Oh my god, yeah. I'm not even a huge basketball guy, but if you are nostalgic about the 90s in any way, I think you'll like it.
Welcome to
I'm nostalgic about every single moment in time that is at this moment in time.
Last Dance is for you, man.
As you've seen throughout the show today, our electronic artists are working hard to bring you more of the games that you want to play. Games like Star Wars Squadrons, Apex Legends, and Command & Conquer.
I think I need to get on one of these EA salaries to have one of these nice houses.
Your voices
They do
are
live
heard,
in nice
we are
places,
acting on
hey.
your feedback.
Although she has a gun behind her? What is that on the table?
Exciting games we'll be playing this year. But our studios are working even
Yeah.
further out, creating
She's
new
just
experiences,
packing
new
heat.
stories, new gameplay, all enabled by new console technology. And we're so excited about what's to come, we don't want to wait until next June to share what the teams are working on.
Okay.
Generation shifts are an opportunity to push beyond the boundaries of gaming as we know it today. And this time
I
is
think
no
these were
different.
Putin's eyes.
Our studios are taking their crazy ambitious ideas and making them real. Criterion is known for how their games feel. From superior physics to nuanced details of gameplay, this team hand curates the moment-to-moment experience.
That's in engine?
And with the new consoles this year,
Wow.
there will be a seamless immersion which will get you into the race in a matter of seconds.
I mean, we don't know until we see it. But
BioWare
that's what
imagines and creates worlds where you become the hero of your own story. And we're using this next generation of technology to make those fantasy worlds your reality.
Did they say BioWare?
For every
They do
console
say
generation,
BioWare, but
DICE sets the bar for excellence in audio and visual presentation. We are creating epic battles at a scale and fidelity unlike anything you've experienced before. At Motive, we are working on a highly
Who's Ark
ambitious
using
and
these
innovative
eyes?
new game that puts the power and creativity in your hands. And it's an experience that would have been impossible without next-gen technology.
They're just showing Motive's next game? This is wild.
This is just the beginning of the things
I don't know
we're
how much
working
that sort of
on,
stuff means
and
to
there
most
is so
people.
much more to
Just
come.
really
The future of
early
EA Studios
concepts.
is not just about new technology. It's about you, your voices, your ideas. We want to be where you come to play. We want to make games for everyone. So please keep giving us your feedback and let's build the future together. On behalf of all of our studios, thank you for joining us today. But before we sign off, there's just one more game we would love
Oh,
to
they're doing
share.
a Ubisoft.
Cousin Darren, over to you.
Cousin Darren?
Thank you. So the moment is here.
Skate?
We finally get to say,
Oh my god.
Back. We're doing it. Skate's happening. We're rolling.
What?
We've secretly got together. It's
I called it,
happening.
Ben. I called it.
Skate continues.
we've been waiting years, honestly, to make the right game at the right time with the right idea, and really, really pleased to say that we're here. It is really
The
early,
right idea,
but
skateboarding,
it takes a little while to find Cuz and wake him up.
Dude, harsh. Still, we've got a long way to go, but we're stoked, and this is just the beginning.
Harsh,
And seriously,
stoked. They're saying all the right
really
words.
Can't wait to bring you guys in and have you be a part of it with us.
We want to thank you for your passion, your patience, and all the support that you've shown, us to get to this point.
The comments.
It's amazing.
It's just
We cannot
rebooted. It's
believe
just called Skate
You
now.
commented
Yeah.
this into existence. Amazing. Skate changed my life.
Chat's lighting
Thank
up,
you so
believe it or
much.
not.
Skate forever.
Guys, we did it. We brought back Skate. Thank you to EA. Thank you to Cuz. Thank
Wow.
you to
That
Darren.
would've
Thank
been-
you to you. Thank you to me. I can't believe
Do you kind of feel like
I'm
they
so
knew that this
happy
was
in
a
my
film
heart.
presentation
This
and
is
they
what
needed to say
exercise feels
something?
like.
Right.
Because that would have been a
Gentlemen,
more powerful announcement if they
believe
had
it.
something to
Before we
show
go,
next year or the
because
year
I love
afterwards.
you
Just
guys,
just
here
show
are
us
the
some
last
concept art of a
letters the secret
skateboard,
code.
please. Just
If
anything
you
will do
got
instead of
the
just
complete
a couple
code,
guys
go
talking.
to player.gg/EA
Yeah.
and enter for a chance to win one of thousands of free games sponsored.
People in the
by
chat, do you
player.gg.
care that it's a
You can find
reboot
the
versus
official
Skate
rules
4?
and everything else
Are we just
over
excited
at
about Skate in general? Because some people are like, they didn't say 4. They didn't say 4.
This has been
They
an
didn't say
amazing
4.
experience, an amazing opportunity for
Yeah.
all of us all over the world to come together.
EA
and
doesn't
celebrate
like the
gaming.
number
Thank
4. They
you
didn't do a
for
Mass
being part of
Effect.
EA Play. Until next
Yeah,
time, I'll
it's
see you
true.
online, and it's been my
Didn't
pleasure
do
to
a
serve you.
Death.
People are bracing for the worst. Jeezy over here says even if the game's free to play, I'm down for it. Bob Buell says they should just make Skate 5 now. Yeah, I agree. Skate is Skate. Yeah, I mean, people just want a good-looking, good-playing version of Skate to come back, so I totally get it. But it's crazy that this year there's, Sessions, coming
Skate
out.
XL.
Yeah, and then
XL.
Skater XL, yeah, which is very skate-like.
Yeah.
I tried jumping into that just as like a Tony Hawk fan, and it definitely kicked my ass. It's that learning curve of like, I never really played the old skate games, so it felt like an accomplishment when I landed a kickflip, which is kind of fun, just to like take skateboarding back to the basics and really make you focus and train on this stuff again.
No, yeah, that's what it was all about. I mean, Skate 3 still plays really well. Like, I don't... Just that, but with pretty graphics would be enough for me almost.
Yeah.
Okay, that was... Are we finished? Are we gonna get another announcement?
No, I think that's it. I think no Mass Effect for us, but maybe the Skate fills the gap.
No dice.
Yeah, I mean, so we got the good-looking guy's eyes. There's something. I want to see what she says here again. So she does say BioWare here?
There will be a seamless immersion. Which
Right
will
before the creepy-looking tree, she said BioWare.
BioWare imagines and creates worlds where you become the hero of your own story. And we're using this next generation of technology
so
to
it's
make those fantasy worlds
an interesting subtle detail. They're showing like somebody using a keyboard and mouse for playing Dragon Age because the community is just pissed that the games have gotten away from Origins. Like, and so it's a very small, easy bit of messaging for them. Just have a quick shot. We don't need to show too much gameplay or in-engine stuff. Just show keyboard and mouse, and fans will be happy. That's cool. It is so weird that this feels just like that old press conference we were talking about, of just them showing super early versions of stuff again.
I think it was 15 or 16, whatever it was, but yeah, there was a thin slate. That really was.
Yeah. I want to see this again real quick. Oh, I guess DICE, but I want to see the EA Motive thing after that.
We are creating epic battles at a scale and fidelity unlike anything you've experienced.
That looked like World War II again. That's really weird, but maybe that's just a weird test.
At Motive, we are working on a highly ambitious and innovative new game that puts the power and creativity in your hands. And it's an experience that would have been impossible without next-gen technology.
Yeah.
So they're working on that and Squadrons.
Right. Because the studio was founded to create new IP, and they had Jade Raymond up there for a while, and they were messaging that it was going to be new IPs. But if maybe, I mean, I'm sure they're just being pulled in 1,000 different directions and stuck working on Star Wars stuff for a while. But if this is that new IP that they've been working on for so many years, it looks shockingly early.
That is super early. That's just, they're still blocking out everything.
Yeah.
That's...
What is this head? What's going on here? I mean, I'm excited about, new IP that seems physics driven. That's a fun angle, at least. People were saying in the chat that it looks like Crackdown.
It does a bit. I can see that for sure.
Weird. Well, hey, a little bit of E3 for everybody. We'll take what we can get at this point.
That was a strange presentation. I'm not sure. If Star Wars wasn't there, you really wouldn't have got too much out of that, huh?
Yeah, the EA originals, I guess seeing those little bits from Fares' new game. Let's try and see if we can find those again, actually. Just look at that weird thing and the emotional roller coaster.
The emotional/literal roller coaster.
Yeah, I want to see what he actually says here.
She creates two dolls out of wood and clay, and these dolls magically come alive, and you actually controls both Cody and May. And you could say you're almost controlling their emotions. You're almost playing their emotions. There's even levels where we're actually making a mechanic for their emotions. So again, marrying the story and the mechanics. And I think for the players, that's gonna feel very new, different, and unique. They haven't played anything like this before. It Takes Two is a crazy roller coaster ride that doesn't really have an ending. It has an ending, but that ending is that the roller coaster crashes and you fly into the sky and get up into space. And when you're in space, you're like, what the f am I doing up here? And then maybe you get back to Earth again. That's the best way to describe It Takes Two. Actually.
I feel like this press conference, if that's what it was, is more telling about what they didn't talk about and show than what they did.
Yeah.
And it's that awkward console transition period. I wonder how much of that's got to do with everything.
Could be. I'm trying to think, could they be saving the Mass Effect thing for anything in the future? Because it's like, I mean, Microsoft, they say they're going to have their next big event in July and focus on first-party stuff. But are they going to have something after that where they focus on third-party, where maybe they could partner up with EA and reveal it there? Because otherwise, are we just going to go another year without a big Mass Effect announcement?
My home.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean,
I didn't bring you any Swedish
yeah, I mean, there's big incentives for showing your games on the first party. the first party streams.
Yeah.
Just in terms of extra eyeballs, so it would be a sensible thing to do. But
they're just like running out of runway at this point. It's like that weird thing of, you know, when is Call of Duty going to get announced at this point? People thought that it might be at PlayStation Stream just because they have that partnership, but the fact that it wasn't there, it's just like, well, I don't know. There's no E3. I don't know where they're going to do it, how they're going to do it, but they're on top of the world. I guess they can just launch a stream whenever they want, and the world will pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, maybe they'll do a Beyonce and just drop it on November. They'll be like, it's out today, and it's called this.
It's a weird Black Ops Cold War thingy. Yeah, who knows? Well, hey, thank you everybody that watched along, that commented in the chat. We appreciate it. If you're not familiar with us, MinnMax is a Patreon about games, friends, and getting better. We're launching a big game club discussion called The Deepest Dive for The Last of Us Part 2. And that's going to be going up next week. So we'll have a post up on Monday at patreon.com looking for your comments, your thoughts on the game's like first 4 hours or so. And then we'll read it on air. David Milner, is there anything you'd like to plug, sir?
MinnMax, great show. Keep watching.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any, like, what have you been most proud of over the last couple months? Any stories or things you want to send people towards?
If you want to read my Last of Us 2 review, you could do that. That's on Power Up Gaming. Yeah, listen to my band. Do that.
Oh, what are they called?
They're called Nuada, Heavy Stoner Rock, if you want to listen to some new tunes to get you through this weird period in time.
Awesome. And what's your Twitter account where you tweet about the band all the time?
At Dave Milbo.
Awesome.
DAVEMILBO.
Sweet. Well, hey, thanks for being here, and thanks again for watching, everybody. Trying to think what the next big stream is going to be for this pseudo E3, I guess. Maybe the Microsoft thing in July, and I think Ubisoft is towards the end of July, so we'll definitely be back with reactions for those. But until next time, bye, everybody!